Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I ran out of coffee again today. One of the worst things that can happen to me is waking up and remembering that I forgot to reload on my coffee. I typically go and order a big box of, my favorite is the Donut Shop coffee, those pods that I get on Amazon. I just order a big old huge box of it so that I don't have to keep running out and going to the grocery store. But I ran out. I didn't anticipate it. I did have a little bit of coffee, but it was like flavored coffee, like Christmas coffee. And I don't really like that early in the morning when I get up. I just want regular coffee, strong regular coffee. Okay, let's start out. I tweeted this out. We've been, I see everybody's watching all the prices of Bitcoin go up and Ethereum. And remember, proof of work doesn't work. Tether, which there's plenty to say there. Litecoin, all of them proof of work. Everybody's watching all these prices go up and they're all getting freaked out. Oh, I'm missing out on this bull run and da-da-da-da-da. And as I've said forever, look, there's a big difference. There's a big disconnect between the reality of the situation often and what I consider to be the world being a stage. And this, I think you're watching it in real time here. This is truth. Okay. Truth is, and this is I've built my whole channel on truth. What makes sense in our gut, what makes sense when you really look at the situation. Anybody who's been around, you all know out there that when the market starts getting like this, it takes you 2 and 3 hours to send a Bitcoin. You know that it gets really expensive. You know that Ethereum has had 51% of tax on it. You know that these are all proof of work and that the mining is controlled by China. You all know this, okay? So, but you also know that XRP is the fastest. XRP is the cheapest, and XRP is the most scalable of all of those things. That is truth. This is just a perception right here. That this is something that you have seen, and you've literally watched this be engineered by people to create a perception that is not reality. That's what that is. And that's why I tweeted this out. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. If you've been around XRP for the last few years, XRP and Ripple have been the most ridiculed two words in crypto, period. Second, it's violently opposed. You think we might be going through some of that right now? And third, it is accepted as being self-evident. In my life, I've seen many times when people, I've seen people that try to convince you of something that's not true when they know it's not true. And you can look into their eyes and you can see that it just ain't so. and it always comes back full circle in one way or another. Lies just don't stand the test of time. And I'm telling you, the whole proof of work thing is a lie. And everybody that purports this knows it, because it is not a sustainable thing to create this new financial system. It's just not. And they know it. All it can be, all proof of work of any kind can ever be, is a store of value. That's why Ethereum is being taken to Ethereum 2.0. And that's also why XRP has been under attack the way it has been, because it's the real threat, because it's real and it makes sense. And it's real technology that can transform the financial system. Now, something interesting. I think crypto has broken the all-time market cap. I don't think it now. This is from yesterday that I tweeted. It has the overall market cap. I believe that if it keeps up like this, we're going to see things cross over $1 trillion in the next week. Even if you look at the prices, you've got XRP that's sitting there, and trust you me, in the next I will be positioned in the next day or so. I've been trying to get ready. The truck is about to back up. My truck is about to back up to XRP. I'm about to load the freak up, and I see all these people on Twitter. I see people sending me messages. Oh, you don't understand. People are losing faith. No. I hadn't lost faith in anything. I've known what I've owned for years now, and I know it today. And I know the political games and the other kind of games that have to be played in order to see this thing through. So, losing faith? Nah, not this guy. But let me give you a caveat. I do understand. Look, if you've done what we've always said, I mean, what I always said myself, what I do, and that's really all I talk about is what I do, but, you don't invest more than you can afford to lose, or more importantly, probably the better way to say it is, you don't invest more than, you don't invest so much that your cash flow would be affected. Your ability to live your life would be affected if you had to go through a period like what we're going through right now with XRP. If you don't have enough liquidity to handle your business and your livelihood and the ability to buy groceries and all those things, you can't. It doesn't matter what you're investing in. You don't ever invest more than such that it would affect your livelihood. That's just, well, I've always thought of it as common sense, but we've said it 1,000 times in one way or another on this channel. So I hope that most people understand and they're in a position to not be uncomfortable as a result. Now, Mr. B makes a really good point here. This must have been scary for Amazon investors. Today, they are legends. And he's pointing to a time in Amazon's history where everybody was saying the same type of things that they're saying about XRP right now. The Amazon had the last laugh, if you hadn't figured that out. Now, I wanted to reiterate the thing about contacting your representative in Congress. And I said, contact your representative and let them know how you feel about the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. And I said, this is the way, #0doubt. That is a takeoff. I watched The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, the Disney Plus app. This is like, I told my wife the other night, I've seen all the Star Wars. The Mandalorian is better than all of the Star Wars movies, in my opinion. But that's a phrase that they use in there for the Mandalorians in that show. They keep saying, this is the way. Well, I believe this is the way. This is the way that we can be proactive about what's going on right now, is contact your congressman, let them know about that SEC decision and how it shouldn't have been done. It certainly shouldn't have been done the way that it was done. So I've put links in, I'm going to put links in all of my videos until this thing is resolved. The top of my video, you'll see a link to this where you can just type in your zip code and then you can contact your congressman. Also, there's a petition at the White House that's going right now. And we have gotten this thing, we need 100,000. We've gotten this thing to over 20,000 signatures. We just need to get to 100 by January 28th, which we will do, because you're going to go sign it and you're going to get your family members to sign it. And we're going to have this thing at 100,000. Once you get to 100,000, it gets an official update from the White House within 60 days. So they'll actually address this thing. We're just trying to make sure that everybody knows that there's a lot of people out here that care about this. Okay. Now I saw this yesterday. I thought it was interesting. And this is a guy who, in my opinion, the reason I tweeted this is because this guy deserves a lot of credit. Michael Arrington, for those of you that don't know, he started TechCrunch. He's also Brad Garlinghouse's best friend. And I met him when I was in Singapore. But the guy deserves a lot of credit. And the reason is 3 years, he tweeted this yesterday, 3 years ago today, Arrington XRP Capital was born. This guy stuck his neck out there. He 3 years ago, when nobody was doing anything like this, he starts Arrington XRP Capital, and he's a venture capital guy. And he did it. Imagine the guts that takes. And so I admired that. So I tweeted this out. I asked my dad what he did for a living when I was a child. He said he was an entrepreneur. I had a tough time explaining that in elementary school. All the other kids would raise their hands and they would talk about what their dad did. And, one kid's dad would be a lawyer. Another kid's dad, might be whatever. and my dad told me he was an entrepreneur. I remember being a young kid and not even really understanding what that meant, but the word was hard to get out of my mouth. And I remember people looking at me like I'm some kind of weirdo. What do you mean he's an entrepreneur? But anyway, so I said it's so much more exciting than a normal title. These are the people that change the world. It is the people, you young people out there. Don't waste your life not taking chance. Make sure you take a ton of risks in your life, because trust you me, and you are going to fail. And failure is a part of it. Failure is how you learn. Failure is a good thing. But trust you me, it's the guys like this, the guys that do things that other people don't have the guts to do. These are the guys that win in life, period. And that doesn't mean that they don't ever lose. They have to lose some in order to learn how to win. But they have to take chances. That's a natural part of success. Now, Mr. B had tweeted this out. He was tweeting I don't know which ones of these are his congressmen. These are two guys that were involved in the Token Taxonomy Act. Hi, Warren Davidson and Representative Darren Soto. Please tell the SEC that your constituents are furious with their lawsuit against Ripple the day before Jay Clayton left after pleading for clarity for years. Shameful display, and you guys can do something about it. Investors lost billions. Okay. And then, I had tweeted this one to let everybody know about some of the blockchain caucus members. I wanted to show you these tweets to show you that these people are paying attention. These are the likes of Darren Soto, who's a congressman. Okay. He liked Mr. B's tweet right here. He liked, and then there was another one, I think. He liked Mr. B's tweet right here where he, so my point, and then he also, I think he liked one of mine. Yeah, this one where I was making all the blockchain caucus members aware of what's going on. They're already aware, but we're trying to make sure that we know they can help us or help in this situation. So, but I wanted to illustrate to you all out there is that these people are watching us. They're paying attention to what's going on out here. And so they need to hear you roar. Okay. It's important that you tweet out these kind of things and that you retweet these tweets. It does matter, and they do see you. Okay. So get involved. And I wanted to draw your attention to two other things. There's these are some of the Congress people that you need to be reaching out to. You need to reach out to yours, but just as important, these targeted ones. Congressional Blockchain Caucus members. These are the members. You remember Tom Emmer. There's Darren Soto, Ted Budd, Warren Davidson. All of these guys are people that need to hear from everybody. Also, the people on the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. There's a whole list of them right here. All these people, you can reach out to them as well. XRP Bart sent me this. Barry Silbert, you beauty. Ripple Grayscale bought biggest XRP amount in history. This is from Ian Northing. It's this tweet from Crypto Whale. Breaking: Grayscale Trust has made their largest purchase of XRP ever after scooping up another 12.48 million coins on New Year's Eve after a massive panic sell-off. And here we go. Look, this is their, right here. You look at the 24-hour change. It shows their increase. Grayscale Investment Holdings shows their increase in XRP. And and also notable is that they're stocking up on Stellar as well. If anybody knows, folks, Grayscale, which is owned by the Digital Currency Group, knows. Also, Stewart XRP sent me this one. This is about the Grayscale Trust. And then this guy says balance sheet of wallets holding more than 100 million XRP last 5 days. The exchanges are not included. Ripple not included. Yes, they just added 1.7 billion XRP. Know something we don't? Look at that. Okay. Now, I want you to hear this. This is from Crypto Mammy. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like XRP. Listen to what this guy says.
Not without a readjustment in the gold price. I think someone came up with a figure of $35,000 an ounce. The argument clearly for it would be that it would force upon the regulators, the official institute, the central bankers in particular, discipline in terms of QE. I suspect that there will be some moment in time, rebalancing. I think they're using the word reset nice soft word, tangible word like reset, that will occur in the next short few years, and that something new will evolve, and it might involve linking gold partly to gold or something else. I think that there'll be a lot of pressure on central banks to create a new currency that is linked to something that can't be QE'd and created out of thin air. You can't print this stuff.
There you go. And then here's another one. This is something that's been lost in all of this. Anybody remember Michelle Bond? Ian Northing says, hey, Michelle Bond, what happened? And she was the global head of government relations at Ripple. And then she went and got a new job, and nobody ever said a word about her leaving.
Essentially, we've been operating in the regulated space since 2012. And we've engaged the governments worldwide. We're actually actively engaged with 50 different governments. And we're making sure to comply with all AML, BSA, CFT, and other requirements. Our company, I know that a lot of people essentially...
By the way, this was recorded by the Chamber of Digital Commerce. And since the announcement of the Ripple lawsuit, think about the people we have not heard from. We haven't heard a peep out of the Chamber of Digital Commerce, who is all about supporting blockchain in the United States, but we haven't heard a peep out of them. We haven't heard a peep out of Chris Giancarlo from the Digital Dollar Foundation. We haven't heard a peep out of Tom Emmer, who went on with Brad Garlinghouse and said XRP is not a security. We haven't heard a peep out of any of them, okay? All the world's a stage. Okay, so Michelle Bond, this is Crypto Mammy sending this out. Interesting indeed. Thank you so much. And Forbes Crypto, meet Michelle Bond, the new DC power broker for crypto on Wall Street. So she's the power broker, goes from Ripple, and now she's power broker, right? And I don't know if this was, let me see, this may have been when they announced, no, this is after she left Ripple that they were saying this. Okay, so let's not forget Michelle Bond. Look at her experience. Where was she? She was United States Securities and Exchange Commission senior counsel back 2012 to 2014. That was right around the time that Ripple was being created. And then all of a sudden she ends up over at Ripple. It's somehow William Hammond. Do you remember him? He no longer is at Ripple because I was looking through his thing. And now July 2020 to present, he's self-employed. He's a consultant, but he was with Ripple. And he was on the same team with Michelle Bond out of D.C. Look what he did. He developed advocacy, legislative strategy for all 50 states and Capitol Hill. Worked with staff at the SEC, at CFTC, Treasury, CFPB. And then you go down here. Payments firms, former regulators from the CFT and SEC. So he was all working with she's from the SEC. He was working with the SEC, and don't forget the CFTC, because who's the commissioner there? Heath Tarbert. Heath Tarbert is the same guy that said something can be a security and then become something that's not a security over time. But there's more ties. Also at that DC office was Susan Friedman. She's the only one that's still there that I can tell. This is the article when they announced this regulatory team in DC, October 22nd, 2019. Michelle Bond was running the show. This was also when they announced that Craig Phillips, former counselor to the Treasury Secretary of the United States, or the Treasury Department, had joined Ripple's board of directors. So he was obviously going to be somehow involved in that office, okay? But then we also, in here, it also mentions Ron Hammond, government relations, and then Susan Friedman, International Policy Council. Friedman was the senior advisor to CFTC Chairman Heath Tarbert in his previous capacity as Treasury Assistant Secretary for International Markets. Everything's connected. Okay, Camo Ammo sent me this. Look closely at this, folks. Don't let them fool you or play with your emotions and feel like you're missing out on the party, because HODL XRP, this is not retail institutional Bitcoin pump. It's a pure USDT printing machine pump. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And he's showing how all this tether printing is flowing into what you're watching right now. And this guy's Dr. Schwartz XRP, but it's not just someone from XRP that's saying this. This person says, the oldest game in the books, the illusion of a legitimate market. Tether prints $500 million of USDT into existence. Then this week alone, one player pumping the whole thing. And they're showing that Tether graphic again. I'm telling you what, folks. I thought this was funny. I just wanted to show it to you. Michelle, XRP vet, she had tweeted this out. Flare, she's pointing to the Flare logo and then points to Trump's hair, never give up. That made me laugh yesterday. I just wanted to show it to you. Now, Kim.com, remember this guy created, I think it was called Mega Upload or something. He's like, mega millionaire that lives in, I think, New Zealand. But this guy right here, what does he call himself? It's Kim.com, but what does he says entrepreneur, innovator, gamer, artist, internet freedom fighter. But this guy's like an old school, I don't even know what you'd call him, but he's an old school, like tech, titan, really. He says crypto will survive and change the world forever, but be prepared for government intervention. I'm certain the U.S. government will attempt to limit the use of crypto. I love the current rise in Bitcoin value, but expect volatility when the old system attacks the new. It's inevitable. Yes. See, it's not just XRP that they tried to hit. There's going to be there's going to be another wave of this. And I don't think there's going to be some people that don't like it. Now, I want to give a caveat here. I don't know if this handle right here at Community Flare, I don't know if that is in any way linked. These guys may just be capitalizing on the Flare name right now. We'll decide that. I just thought a couple of tweets they had put out were interesting. The 2020 Spark airdrop for XRP holders will be recognized as one of the most significant in crypto history. Then says this, a new opportunity has been given to the XRP community, a community with the strongest hands in crypto. Flare is your savior. Spark is your reward. I don't know if I think that it's the savior. I think XRP's always been the one, and I think Flare is going to be a cool thing. I don't know about savior. Flare Finance, as we approach a new year, a new frontier. Now, these guys have been retweeted by Flare themselves, so I know these guys are legit. As we approach a new year, a new frontier is on the horizon. Innovation does not sleep, and neither do we. What is to come is written, but what is to be is yet to be fathomed. The future is now, the present is yesterday, and the past is only a myth. Then we had this, J.C. Collins. This is an interesting tweet. He says, it's also a delisting and not just a halting of trading. He's talking about Binance.us. Delisting will not affect users from claiming their Spark Flare token distribution in 2021. Like I said, what we're observing is the removal of XRP on exchanges as Spark is added. Sub 10 cents on the way, and it's like he's questioning. But, so I was kind of curious what he meant by all this. So I went down and he replied to someone down here. This guy says, oh, I get it. Flare and Flare Finance going live would allow the trading of XRP on a decentralized exchange. Yes, exactly. I think that's why different exchanges are reacting differently. Some may be integrated with Flare Network, while others are left out in the cold. This is starting to make sense. Both XRP and Spark are going to feed each other and fuel a large decentralized ecosystem. So that's a pretty cool thought pattern right there. Michael at VAL5 links. Venezuela's government is planning to move to a fully digital economy as hyperinflation has made worthless Bolivar notes practically disappear and dollarization expands through the local financial system. Interesting stuff there. Also, I like this. This guy says, unpopular opinion. XRP will be the first crypto deemed a currency by the SEC. Plan accordingly. And it says they've already declared Ethereum and Bitcoin currencies. And this guy says, no, they haven't. This is a common misunderstanding. An SEC official merely stated an opinion that Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't securities. The SEC only determines some to be either a security or not. XRP is already a digital currency as categorized by other U.S. government departments. And because of this, I decided to tweet this out again. This is something people don't really understand, and it's important that they do. The narrative is that Bitcoin and Ethereum have been given legal regulatory clarity. They have not. Only the opinion of one SEC official at a Yahoo conference. XRP could be the first to get legal clarity. This is true. The reason that people have been saying that that Ethereum and Bitcoin are commodities for the last couple of years was only because one guy at the SEC, his name was William Hammond, he went to a microphone at a Yahoo conference, and he said that, you know, he even said, I'm not speaking on behalf of the SEC, but we believe that Ethereum and Bitcoin are commodities. And he weighed in on it, and he said this wasn't anything official. And then from there, it's been assumed all this time that those are commodities. And to me, that is like the ultimate setup for a huge, massive disappointment of some kind. Okay, I wanted to give a shout out. My dad, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, did a 2-part series on his channel. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to his channel, and I am subscribed, I'm just not logged in. But CFTT TV is the name of his channel. Now, if you, I don't know can I like something? No, you got to log in to like something. Anyway, so this is part 2, but he did a 2-part series on understanding quantum computers. He did a good job. He's got a lot of really interesting videos from a lot of people that understand all of that. And so I wanted to play this last clip from it, but go give him a subscribe. It's CFTT TV is what he calls it, but he just talks about all kinds of different topics. But this is my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel. Listen to this.
We'll continue talking about quantum computers on my next 2 shows. Stay tuned for our 3rd show on quantum computers. I will discuss the various theories which are circulating. Have the Chinese already achieved quantum supremacy? Will Bitcoin become worthless? Will Ripple, XRP, become the first worldwide cryptocurrency stablecoin to move all the world's money? And why is Elon Musk sending so many satellites up into space? Is Elon Musk just an avatar for the NSA? Why does he have an unlimited source of money? You know by now that my mind...
How about that? So I thought those were some pretty interesting ending comments there. I'm the Digital Asset Investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that you can go and subscribe to CFTT TV. That is my father. He's the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel. And by the way, Heo Seiko Carmona sent me a message to tell me he was a fan of my father's channel now, and that he referenced that thing my father said about about Elon Musk there, and thought that was cool. So that's what reminded me to go and look at and watch the show, which I did. Thanks for listening.